Welcome to the Anthem Lights podcast. Is that the name of this show, Anthem Lights podcast?
Let's go with that.
We're going with that.
Working title.
And here joining us today is Joey Stamper, everybody.
What's up, Joey?
Musician
What's up, boys?
Extraordinaire. The man can play any instrument you give him. He just play it.
Pretty much.
It's pretty stupid.
Any instrument?
Any instrument.
trombone?
He can figure it out.
I think he could probably give him about 3 hours. He'd figure it out.
Yeah, he'd figure it out.
I have a trumpet that I have not figured out. So
Have you had it longer than 3 hours?
I've had it for a while, but I haven't put that much. A trumpet is hard. I was like, okay, I know music kind of, so it can't be that different. I just figure out how to make it make noise, and then I'll know the scales and stuff. But it's hard to make a trumpet make noise. Have you guys ever tried to make a trumpet make noise?
I was really good at trumpet.
I said make a trumpet make noise like 37 times.
I just set it up in front of me. I'm like, make noise. Make it. Do it.
In 8th grade, I was first state jazz band. What do you call it? The first chair in jazz band in 8th grade
state.
for trumpet. But as soon as I left middle school, I'd never touched it again.
Fair enough.
Very sad about that. Very stupid.
Wow, Chad, you're just wasting that
I know.
gift of being able to
very
make a
stupid.
trumpet make noise.
Because honestly, I didn't think it was cool. I didn't want to be a.
But obviously, I get it then. But why have you not picked it up since? It's cool now.
I picked it up before, and I can't.
You can't
even
remember
make
it again.
noise. Like
Oh,
it's.
wow.
It's hard.
Little did middle school Chad know, had you
kept.
kept up with the trumpet.
Yeah, I know.
What a party trick, man.
I'm so mad I didn't keep up with it.
And then you can hang on your wall and be like, oh, so I see you met Donald.
Yeah, exactly.
Donald Trumpet.
Nice,
Man.
So our producer has just graced us with an interesting tidbit from Wikipedia.
Yes. Okay. So if you were to search our band, okay, current members from Anthem Lights, and you go to our Wikipedia page, this is what it says. Current members: Chad Graham, vocals.
Correct.
Caleb Grimm, vocals.
Correct.
Spencer Kane, vocals.
Correct.
Joey Stamper, vocals. Piano, guitar, drums.
It says all that on Wikipedia?
It says all of that on Wikipedia.
I wonder who edited it and put that information in there. Who could that have
What
been?
if it said trumpet? Wait, have you actually ever played drums on an Anthem Light song? I mean, obviously you programmed them, but I mean, have you actually
Sorry, I
hit
thought
a
you were
real
going
drum?
to finish the sentence with, have you ever played drums?
Nothing that's out, but
Lies.
there's
Lies.
one that's working.
Although you did play a little bit at a live show one time, like 10 years ago. So counts.
Did. Yeah, you did.
Are you playing
Nightmare.
live drums on this record we're working on?
There's one song that has some live drums in there right now, but they don't sound very good.
But you played them.
It
I
counts.
did play them.
Then it's true.
How did Wikipedia know?
I know, dude. They're
crazy.
so ahead of stuff.
Surely, because drums was your first instrument, right?
Yeah.
You've said that in an interview somewhere.
Probably. It's usually the first thing I say when I meet someone. Joey Stamper, drums, 10 years old. I introduce myself.
So Joey, how has your last 7 cycles around the earth been?
7 years?
7 cycles around the earth. What
7 rotations.
How is it riding around on the moon?
How has your last 7 rotations around the earth been?
Around the sun.
No, this,
No,
No,
the
sun's a
Earth's
year.
Spinning.
Us going around the sun is a year.
Rotation is a day.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say around the sun.
Him going around the earth is a long trip.
My week has been great. As we've talked about, Anthem Lights has a record coming out soon, hopefully. So I've been working hard on that this week, hanging out with my cute little girl.
You've got a broken hand that's healing.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even talked about that. I broke my hand a couple months
Playing
ago
trumpet.
at this point. Yeah. I couldn't get the trumpet to make noise until I started punching it aggressively. No, I crashed my bicycle and broke my hand and had to have surgery. I had pins sticking out of my hand. I couldn't do anything really for a while. But other than that, life's great. Thanks for asking, Chad.
Man.
Joey,
Caleb.
what the heck were you doing before you joined our band?
I like the deep breath.
I never know what I'm going to say until I'm done saying it.
You mean just like in life or just like the moment right before
However you want to
joining?
answer that question.
Okay.
Who were you before us?
My name was still Joey Stamper. So I was leading worship at a church in Dayton, Ohio called CLC. Shout out CLC. I love you people still. Always in my heart. Forever in my thoughts. I don't know what I'm saying. I was leading I was leading worship at a church in Ohio and hanging out with friends and stuff.
Did you consider yourself a singer?
No. I think you know the answer to this. I still don't really consider myself a singer. No, when I got a message on Facebook from Anthem Lights asking if I wanted to be a part of your band, my response was like, so what do you guys want me to do? You want me to like play bass or something? Like, I didn't know that you wanted me to be a singer in the group. I thought that maybe like you needed a guitar player.
Which instantly told us you didn't know who we were because obviously we all sing.
I wasn't a fan, but my girlfriend at the time was a fan of Anthem Lights.
You didn't like Anthem Lights?
I just didn't know who. I wasn't familiar.
Huge Royal Taylor fan.
About to say.
Yeah, it's funny.
Honestly.
It's funny because Royal Taylor, I didn't know this, but they were kind of like, they were on the same label as Anthem Lights and got signed at similar times and debuted at like basically the same time.
Within a month, yeah.
And I was a big Royal Taylor fan.
Same.
That song, Hold Me Together, still so
My
good.
cousin was in the Pentecostal church space, and they had done a lot of like Pentecostal apostolic like events and stuff. So they had showed me that group. So I also didn't know about Anthem Lights and knew about Royal Taylor. I'm sorry.
Cool.
Well,
So you guys are why we got dropped.
Yeah, basically.
is Royal Taylor still a band?
No.
They're not? Ah.
But the lead singer's a little guy named Torrin Wells.
You know, when
doing
Torrin, I don't know if I should be saying
I was
this.
going to ask that. I was
It's
like,
good.
should
People
you?
love this stuff.
Yeah.
When Torrin went solo or whatever, I don't even know how that went down, whatever happened with Torrin and Royal Taylor. They asked if I wanted to be in Royal Taylor as a singer.
And they knew you were an Anthem?
Yeah, I think they were kind of like, is Anthem still doing a thing? Do you want to be in Royal Taylor? It's like, bro, we got like 6 Kelly Clarkson covers coming out this month. I'm way too busy.
Dude, their drummer Jared called me around that time too, and he didn't ask me to be in it, but he was like definitely like trying to figure out what we were up to. So maybe he was doing recon on you.
Well,
maybe.
I don't even know if it was like a direct ask. It could have been more like that same thing, like feeling it out, see if I wanted to go out, like fail an audition and not get the job.
They asked me too. They asked me.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like, we know 4 other singers, but they're all in the same band.
They're just trying to split us up.
That's hilarious.
It's funny.
Okay, so you grew up not knowing you were going to necessarily be a singer, but you were playing instruments in church. You're performing in church. We mentioned it earlier, but you said drums were the first thing you learned to play. When did you learn to play the drums?
So I got a drum set on Christmas when I was 10 years old. The drum set was my Christmas present.
Had you played anything prior to that?
No. I mean, there was a piano in our house that we always used to like hit with like punch and stuff.
Sure.
Jump on.
Yeah.
But that was the first instrument. It's the first instrument.
Were your parents around?
It's a weird usage for a piano.
You know, it wasn't a very nice piano. I actually have a very distinct memory of like taking a key and I was like under the piano. It was an upright piano and there was like this black painted thing under the keys and I like drew a little cross in it and I was like, this is so cool. I'm gonna make this piano Christian. Carved a cross into the piano and I was like, Mom, check this out. She's like, don't scrape into the piano. What do you do? I'm like, Mom, it's a cross. She was
Piano
like,
saved
don't
now.
do that.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't play anything before drums.
Got you.
That was it.
So
Long
then
way
when
to
did the
answer
other
that.
instruments come along?
So when I got my drum set, that same Christmas, my brother got a guitar. And so he started playing guitar. My dad always played guitar for like as long as I can remember.
Gotcha.
And then my other brother, Donald, got like, it's kind of a weird gift, but he got like a microphone and a little reverb thing. I think it was the same Christmas. So he would like, he's a singer.
Sure.
So he would sing into that. My brother would play guitar and I was going to be the drummer. So basically the couple of years after that Christmas, I would just play with my dad and brother's guitar for a while. So I think it was like before I considered myself someone who could play guitar, probably like 2 years of just, I remember being a kid thinking like, I'm only ever going to be the drums. I'm not going to be one of these sellout musicians who move to other instruments. I'm a drummer for life through and through.
Look at you now.
Okay, so you've told me that you had aspirations to be an athlete back in the day. Talk to me about that.
Well, despite my stature, I am a mildly athletic guy.
Absolutely.
I would say about myself.
How'd you break your arm again?
I was riding a bike very fast on a treacherous
He said he
path.
crashed
On
his
a-
bike, but I think he means he fell off his bike.
On a sidewalk.
On a sidewalk that was really bumpy. A lot of cracks. No,
I'm sorry, I did you so dirty there.
No,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's true. I brought it on myself, thinking I was going to be a basketball. So when I was a kid, I watched the movie. Maybe you guys experienced this. Pistol Pete.
Oh, yes.
You know
Good
the story.
movie.
You know the movie. And it inspired me so much that I was going to be Pistol Pete Maravich.
It inspired all of us.
And then also around the same time, I think my parents brought us to go see the Harlem Globetrotters.
Nice.
So I was like, my future is decided. I'm going to be on the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, legitimately, that's what I thought I was going to do. So I used to.
Future.
Did you
decided-
practice trick shots?
I didn't practice trick shots, but I practiced my dribble skills all
Nice.
the time. I would sit on my front porch and bounce balls in between my legs and stuff.
Nice.
So that dream quickly died when I joined Spencer's basketball league and ruptured my Achilles. Just kidding.
Oh man.
It died long before that. And I stopped growing.
Stopped growing.
What's the first song you remember loving?
So I don't even know the name of the song, but there was like my brother brought home one of those. Was it Wow? The Christian version of Now? Is it called Wow?
Yeah.
It was one of those Wow CDs, and it had this, I think it was a Switchfoot song on it that was like, Augustine just woke up with a broken heart or something.
Wow. Do you remember what year that was?
No, it was a long time ago. Do you guys know that song?
Yeah. Oh, no, I no. But I had a lot of the WoW records.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out.
So anyway, I just remember listening to that song over and over again. I think that on that same record was right around the Delirious King of Fools. Is that the name of that album with the like the googly eyes? My brother had both of those CDs and
Delirious? That was funny because I have a question mark at the end of the name.
Yeah, I'm Ron Delirious.
Okay.
So anyway,
Cool.
the Switchfoot song that I don't know the name of and I haven't listened to since I was
Very
like
impactful.
10 years old.
That song.
Yeah.
How did you and Jewel meet?
Ooh, I was there for
Who's
that.
Jewel?
Jewel is my wife, and we met at an Anthem Lights show. So
A weird Anthem Lights show.
it was a weird Anthem Lights show. Caleb wasn't there. Alan was in the band. This is before Spencer joined the band, thankfully, or she probably would have married Spencer. I'm just kidding. Caleb and Alan were gone, and my brother Donald was filling in for Alan. So it was just the three of us. Me, Chad, and Donald. So it's calling it an Anthem Lights show. Really not fair.
Wow. Where were you and Alan?
I was.
Alan wasn't
at-
on the tour at all because of, I think, he was filming a movie or something.
I was at
Sick.
a buddy from college's wedding that weekend, I think.
Yeah. So anyway, she was at that show, and somehow she was like backstage after the show, and I was eating buffalo wings, which is crazy because I'm a vegan. I've been vegan for like 5 years. Well, vegetarian. I have eggs now. I'm vegan. But anyway,
Get to the story.
she just had buffalo sauce all over my face, and I looked up over my chicken bones and saw her looking back at me, and then I knew in that moment right there. Just kidding, it wasn't as romantic as that, but we met there and then started talking and joking and
I was there.
all that
I
stuff.
saw
Wow.
that. I missed it. And that was probably like crowd-wise, that was probably the best crowd we had the whole tour. And it was just Joey and I. Can you all picture a Light show with just Joey and I?
And that was early days.
Yeah.
It was like my fourth time ever singing without holding a guitar. So,
And to
Good
be
time.
clear, she wasn't an Anthem Lights fan at the time, right?
right. No,
yeah, she had a
wasn't-
friend bring her, right?
Yeah.
I remember right? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Now, was the friend interested in you, and then she ended up seeing you, and then like that kind of happened? Like, what was the friend's position? Just a fan of the band and wanted to come see the show?
yeah, I think it was more of like, an event at a church in their area that like people were going to. I don't think either of them were like super big on Anthem Lights. But yeah.
This is funny.
This is great.
He's like, oh, you're not a fan
No,
of
neither of them liked us.
They still, Jules still hates our music for the record. She's still not a fan.
Oh, that's good.
I would have loved to have seen that show.
It was a weird one.
It was a weird
Back
one.
in that season, we all wore very colorful pants.
Yes.
Green pants.
Green print.
Donald
pants.
was wearing
would wear the
blue
suspenders,
pants,
like
right?
red
I think
suspenders.
Donald was on yellow.
Yellow.
Because I had red
You had
pants, and I
blue or
remember
red.
Jewel called us ketchup and mustard. Like, that's my girl.
Joey, where is your ideal vacation? What is your ideal vacation?
I'm not like a super planned out vacation guy. I like to go chill. So like a beach, all inclusive beach where they're just going to bring me food and I'm just going to sit on the beach and wade in the ocean, get real nice and tan, a little sunburnt, but not too burnt to where it hurts.
Yeah, it kind of
Nice
depends
little
on what you
detail.
need. You know, if you're craving adventure, then you got to go to like Europe or go hiking or something. But like if you want to relax, you almost have to go to the beach or like a cabin in the mountains.
Yeah.
For
One
sure.
of the two.
I've always felt like I would be a camping person. Like if I went out and did like one of those, like a Chad type vacation where it's like I just am in a tent or something, but I haven't done that yet. But I think that I would enjoy it.
Bro, you can join my wife and I next time if you want.
That would be
There
great.
you go.
It's a big tent.
Okay.
Plenty of room in the tent. So if the message from Caleb never comes in, you're leading worship at this church. What was the goal for Joey's life in music or in just generic job? Like what were you wanting to achieve prior to getting that message?
I knew that I wanted to get out of Dayton, Ohio. I felt like I need to leave this city, which I love Dayton. Shout out Dayton. Don't be mad at me for saying that. But yeah, so if that call never comes, I probably would still be at a church somewhere leading worship.
Nice.
I don't know. I was fortunate because I wanted to get out of town and I wanted to have like my own adventure outside of just my hometown. But I think that I needed something to kind of pull me that direction. And then comes Caleb and Chad and Alan
Swooping in.
swooping in to save this little damsel.
So when we first approached you, we were going to be near you, right? We were touring and we were going to be like swinging through a city near you. And you were like, I'll come check out a show and meet you. So we meet you. What was your first impression of us? Talk a little bit about like how you started with Anthem Lights and that decision to join. And
Well, I remember being very nervous to meet you guys and just like kind of like intimidated by the whole thing. So I drive. You guys were in Indiana, which is not that far. It's like right next to Ohio. I'm really bad at geography, but I think that they're right next to each other. So anyway, I drive. It was like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours away to check out this show. And you guys were playing with the Newsboys at the time, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's dope.
Because they're legit. Michael Tate was the guy at the time, still is.
Yeah.
Still
Correct.
is.
Yeah.
Correct.
Anyway, so I get there and you guys are like, it's actually like, hey, I'm here. You're like, why don't you come meet us, come back to the bus and say, hey. So I'm like, they have a bus. They're a legitimate band. So I go get on the bus and it was like a very, very nice tour bus. Like, especially for me, I'd never been on a tour bus before, but there were TVs and couches and beds. And then there was another little area in the back with more couches and TVs. And it was just like overwhelmed. Like, you guys are living this life. So on the bus, I was like, I'm definitely joining this band. And then I saw the show and I was like, I'm not joining this band. Not that the show wasn't good. The show was great. But they were like, the band was really boy bandy at the time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
there were
remember
a lot of staging and
a lot of
planned
staging.
commotion.
They weren't dancing.
Planned commotion.
But were they dancing? I don't know. You be the judge.
Wouldn't call it
will they be
choreography,
the
but it was
judge?
definitely choreographed. If that makes sense.
Non-choreography. Never mind.
Non-choreographed
They started the show with, like,
choreography.
it was like this intense intro music with like a low rumble and like a foggy stage, and they all get up there and do like the punch to the sky with the lights right at the beginning or something like that. I just remember like being punched in the face with boy bandness. Like, wow, I can't do this. But anyway, the show was great, and then I hung out with them some more after the show. Loved the guys, loved the experience. So I decided I was going to join the band. And fast forward months later, it was time for my first show with the guys. So they send me an address for bus call. I'm pumped. It's my turn to live the life of luxury on this decked out bus. And I get there, and it's not a bus. It's definitely not the bus I was on. It is like a converted prison transport vehicle that
Prison transport.
I don't know how it ran as long as it did. Like, we should have died.
sort of
We called her Betty White.
Yeah.
We called her Betty White because she was old and white, but still took great care of us, just like
Just like Betty White did.
Rest in
Like Betty
peace.
White.
No, but we definitely should have died on that thing. Like, it was not safe. There was all kind of electrical issues. But anyway, they conned me into joining the band, and here I am 10 years later, still in the band.
Crazy.
We didn't lie to you though. We just didn't tell you.
Well, you got on. You're like, "Where's the bus?" And we were like, "You thought that was our bus?"
And I of course was like, no, I knew that wasn't your bus. I'm in this industry.
So Joey,
So Spencer,
you are a very talented individual. You wear many hats for each of us as our own artists, like playing piano and arranging and doing stuff. But you also do your own solo music, and you're also part of another group. So just tell us what rounds you off as an artist. Like, what all are you involved in?
what rounds me
I
off?
know that's a weird way to say it. But yeah, give us the rest of it.
What makes you round?
Well, I'm in Anthem Lights first and foremost.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
As you said, I make solo music. I've done a bunch of covers over the years. Caleb helped me get started on that path.
Nice.
I have a duo with one of my best friends from Ohio named Brooks. The duo is named Something Human.
Amazing. Great name.
Yep, that's fun. And then I do some like random production stuff for anyone who will ask me to. So
Literally anyone.
literally anyone.
Plug.
So that's what rounds me off. I'm round now.
You're so
Amazing.
round, I could roll you
Amazing.
down a hill.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
great. Do you have any projects coming out that you're specifically really excited about?
Well, obviously the Anthem Lights record.
Yeah.
So basically, ever since I joined Anthem Lights and a couple years before that, I've been trying to figure out production stuff. Like, I remember my audition to be in Anthem Lights was some of the first stuff that I like recorded myself in my bedroom.
Nice.
So I've been trying to learn how to be a producer for as long as I've been involved in music.
Yeah.
And this is like the first project outside of just like piano vocal stuff that I'm producing for us.
Nice.
So I'm super excited about that. I'm like thankful that you guys have trusted me to do that for this project, and
Of course.
hopefully it doesn't suck. There's always that possibility that it
doesn't
does.
suck. I can confirm.
It's not gonna suck.
Does not suck.
I'm excited about that. And then, I love music so much. I'm always excited about anything that I'm working on. So I have a bunch of solo songs that I've written forever ago that I have made 400 versions of that I should have
Right.
put out 6 years ago. And hopefully those will come out at some point.
Joey, you're the man, dude. I think I speak for all of us. You mean a lot to us, both professionally and more importantly, personally.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thanks,
you're
man.
a friend and a brother. And this has been good. We're going to keep the conversation rolling on our YouTube channel. If anybody wants to head on over there with us, we're going to keep chatting. But until next time.
Bye.